two identical lawns, two different ages. One of them today is going to get its grass kicked. And I'll give you a clue, it's not this one, but this one is going to get its grass tickled. So let's start, let's get this one's grass kicked. Okay, so we're going to kick this one's grass. Well, you might think, you know, it looks great, and it looks, most of you would be happy with this, but it's just getting a bit thick. It's August, we've got one last push before the autumn kicks in. We've got like 5 or 6 weeks left, so I thought today would be a good time to do like a reset, get it scarified, get some products on. 2 weeks pain for 2 months gain, but at this time of year it's not even 2 weeks, it could be 1 week. But I think going forward we will definitely reap the benefit later on in the year. So I think what we're going to do is, well, I'm definitely going to do is borrowed Paul's Scarify, Ye Old Faithful, still out of action. So we're going to Scarify it, and then we're going to go over it afterwards with the Scarifying attachment in the sterling, and then give it a cylinder cut, and then get on with some products. And then on the other side, we did have some good results on Saturday, unlike Bolton on Sunday with this lawn. So we just have a look at the results. I did give it a little verticut, so look at that, beautiful. Put some galactic on the day before, came and it was an absolute treat, but the sun didn't shine for us. Today it is, so we're going to give it another verticut and maybe a recovery spray, but this one will just get cut, tickled with the verticutting attachment, or the grooming attachment shall we say, cylinder cut, and then maybe a spray depending on the wind. I've got to do this one anyway, so I could do that one, doesn't matter, just got to do what I can when the wind's blowing, and we'll see what we can do with this. But this is like, was March seeded, this was seeded in June, so it's like a 3-month difference between the two ages. And one thing I've noticed is there's hardly any worms in this one, but this one's got hundreds in. So we think about, we did this one in March when the worms were quite high. So when we removed the old turf, we probably took a lot of them away. So that's why we've got less in there. And then over here we did this one in May when they were already down low, because they'd gone in for from the spring, ready to come up in the autumn. So we managed not to take them out when we removed the old turf, because I remember saying to Paul, I've hardly seen any worms. We actually found more leather jackets in there than we did worms. But on here, there were like tons of worms in the turf that we took off. So that explains the worm cast difference. Well, we'll have a closer look once we've scarified and see what the state of play is on this side. So yeah, good to go with the Scarifier. Okay, so I've just done like a test run, and I'm on setting 5. That's high, that's low. So what we'll do is we'll do a double pass that way, rotary cut, pick up. We'll go over with the Scarifying attachment on the sterling just to get rid of any more of the necrotic growth. And then cylinder cut it and then get the products on. Yeah, let's go, let's do it. Yep, so I do always get a little bit nervous when I start doing this. 1, because you never know what it's going to look like after. 2, the customer's reaction, although I don't actually get one today because they weren't in while I did it, so that's the best time to do it, when they're not in, and they can't stop you then. So yeah, double pass, and there was a few high spots that I found which wasn't ideal, it just scalped a little bit, but on the whole we got away with it. Alright, let's have a closer look and see what we've got. So this lawn is still intact, albeit a bit grass kicked. So now we've still got all this like necrotic growth in here, which is completely normal. But what we could do is, like I said, we'll get the hater out, pick this all up, and get on it with that Scarifying attachment on the sterling, and try and get a little bit more out. And then give it a cylinder cut and get those products on. So yeah, all going to plan so far, and then we're going to tackle that one. So it went straight on number 1. On these new mowers, it seems to be that the number 1 on this is number 2 on the old one. It's almost like they've dropped it down half an increment, which is better, because even though we're quite late in the year, I'm still cutting on number 2 on most of my lawns, which is unheard of. Alright, so that's the rotary cut done on 1, so it's pretty aggressive, but we can be, because we know it's going to come back. We won't do this in the winter, of course, like this bad, unless you want to get sacked. If you want to get sacked from your job because you're not happy, Scarify your customer's lawn to absolute shreds, and hopefully you'll get the sack. But I'm pretty much invincible here, so can do what I want. So, but it's a good job he's not in, because he probably would be stood at the window like with his head in his hands, but he knows what I'm up to, and that it will come back. So yeah, we can see the nice groove lines, it's nice air going through there. It's getting a bit too thick. There's a bit of brown patch in there as well, so we'll thin it out and then wind can blow through it and that'll just go away on its own. So what we'll do now is, yep, get the sterling on it with the Scarifying attachment, just pick up all these loose bits and then probably give it a cylinder coat. And then I know I keep saying it with the products, but we'll get on with those. So now going on with the Scarifying attachment, I've set the height at 10mm on the grass cutting side. Just putting it in the white would have been too low and done too much damage, so higher the better. Look at all what's come out, absolutely ridiculous amounts. But it has had a lot of work done on it this year, because it's brand new. I'm surprised how much has actually come out, but it can only be a good thing, as they always say. And there's still a lot on there, so it just shows you how thick it actually was. Okay, so whilst I've got the Scarifying attachment in the sterling, I thought instead of grooming it, because I did that on Saturday and there's been a lot of pines falling off that tree, I think it'd be more beneficial for me with the worm cast as well to go along with the Scarifying attachment rather than the groomer, and just give it a slight tickle. So let's have a look up close, see how healthy it looks. It looks absolutely amazing. And I'm just at the minute just enjoying cutting this every day. To be honest, just keeping it nice and cut, just to keep it thickening up. And it is doing so, and it's just lovely, and it's thick, but it's not overly. It's just perfect, really healthy looking. So yeah, this looks absolutely amazing when we finish. So let's get this Scarifying done, and then we'll see how it looks. So on with the other side with the Scarifying attachment. I've just lifted it up a little bit more to 15 on the cutting side, and this is just giving me enough of a tickle just to pick things up and not do too much damage to the grass, because that's not the aim of the game today. Okay, so that's the Scarify done with the outlet Scarifying attachment. It's done a great job over here of picking up, well, still some in there, but it didn't go quite deep. If I went really deep it would get them up, but I didn't want to do too much damage to this one because it doesn't need it. We've got a lot up and it's looking fantastic. So while the sun's out on it, I think we'll get this one sorted and try and take advantage of some of the sunny pictures. So yeah, looking forward to getting this one cut. So I'll go this way with the rotary and then we'll go up and down with the cylinder, and it should look absolutely smart. So on with the hater now. We're on setting 2 again, and this is just a great height at the moment. Just keeps it short enough, but not short enough that it scalps, and just gives us scope then to go on with the cylinder and polish up those tips. Now time to get that wow factor with the outlet sterling. We've slipped the cylinder cartridge in and we're on 23mm, and we're just taking off a little bit of growth that is left, and as you can see it's polishing up very nice, and those tartan stripes are banging, and you're going to see in a sec something fantastic. Okay, so let's have a look from here. Looks beautiful. That's amazing, crisscross, very accurate, not measured, but all look very accurate, even. Up close, just looks like AstroTurf, shiny, optimum plant health. Why are you putting all those products on? Because that's what you get, that's what you get. All right, so let's have a look from on top of the van. Oh yeah, Macho Man, Randy Savage has just turned up, and he says, yeah. Beautiful dark green colour, not a patch of grass out of place, grass kicking, no grass kicking. Are we going to do that to that this year? No, not enough time left to get it back, because we're 3 months behind. So if we did, so literally this would be August, September, we'll be doing this at the end of October, so we're not going to get the time to get it back at that time. So it's just a case of keeping it nice until we get to next year and the whole process starts again. But yeah, it's time to get the products on that side now. I might just stand up here and have my work. View from here, stunning. Just love how it just sits in this new edge. Just really adds that extra wow factor. And then from over here, looks beautiful as well. Worm casts obviously knocking it down a mark, but because they've dried out, well, believe it or not, it was absolutely throwing it down early for about an hour. I got absolutely wet through, but it's so windy and still so warm. I dried out really quick. So we'll just have a walk over here, show you from this angle. That bit's doing great as well. It's just lovely. This is what you get, just cutting it daily, it just thickens up itself. And with the feeds as well, just keeping it in tip-top condition, and I just love doing it. So it's not an imposition, or I don't get paid to cut it every time. Just turn up and do it. Makes me feel good. That's what you want. It's what life's about, feeling good. So yeah, look at that, lovely. Oh, I love it when a plan comes together. Okay, enough drooling over the other side. It's time to get back to business on the right hand side. So just going up and down with the cylinder at 22 mil. This is just taking off a little bit more growth, ready for the products. Okay, so we're just going on now with the equilibrium in the hopper, set at 30. We really want to be giving this a good hit now for recovery so it comes back. And this really is going to be the last summer feed of this year. I imagine, I don't see us putting on another application, because the next one will probably be autumn punch, round about middle to the end of September, because this is going to give us that longevity with it being half coated. So just following the guidelines set by the Rotary mower. It's a little bit windy, but I've just got to crack on because I've got other things to do. But if you was doing this, you would wait for better weather. Okay, so that's the equilibrium done. So what I'm doing now is I've just got a tank mix in my Bertide Elite sprayer. What I've got in there is Dan Summer Secret, Grace, Orbit, Stella, Slow Grow and H2Go wetting agent. What I've done is I've just mixed it with enough water to do 2 passes just for accuracy, and because it's just quite windy, it's just drying out a little bit, so it just goes on with a little bit more water. And then afterwards I will get out with the hose pipe and give it a pre-soak by hand, and then whilst I'm just nipping over watering the golf green project, I will just leave the sprinkler on to get it further washed in, as it's going to work quicker if we can get it washed in quicker. Okay, so that is this video completed. 2 versions of the Scarifier. One, we give this side a really good grass kicking with the bladed Scarifier, and then we just tickled this side with the Alit Scarifier cartridge. So we've just got the sprinkler on, as you can see, watering in the granular and the liquids. The sooner those liquids get washed in, the quicker they'll start working. The reason we go on with both is because the liquid's going to give us instant hit, whereas the granular is going to take 10 to 12 days to break down and kick in, hopefully a bit sooner if we get it really wet. So that's why we're doing the watering now, because it's going to be like heat wave over the weekend, and then Monday is like 23, 24 full sun. So we should get some really nice pictures to show you just on another video of this, but it's looking absolutely fantastic. I think this could be possibly the best lawn I've ever produced, so quick. I can't think of many others where it just looks as good as this, just all over. It's just like, not perfect yet, but we're getting there. We're getting that perfect lawn, nearly 99%. We just got a few little areas like under the tree where it's just not quite come through yet, and a little bit in the corner where it doesn't quite get the sun, but generally I'm very happy. So join us next time when we'll be doing something else lawn related here on Daniel Hibbert Lawn Expert. Bye for now, and it will probably be at the golf green project, so we'll see you there. Bye for now.